Welcome to the Fresh Start Show, sponsored by 911 Restoration, the Fresh Start Company.
All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're going to be tackling something I think a lot of you have probably wondered about at some point.
Yeah, you see those vans all over town?
Yeah. You know, those painting franchises, are they actually, rolling in dough?
Rolling in paint, maybe? But are they rolling in dough?
Well, that's what we're going to find out. We're going to really try to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
So you've got some good stuff to dig into today.
Yeah, we do.
We've got an article titled, Are Painting Franchises Profitable?
Mm-hmm.
Straight to the point.
Oh, beating around the bush. And
then we've got some data from some different franchise websites like Richard's Painting Franchising, Sharpsheets.io, Wellebu One Day Painting, IFPG.org, and VettedBiz.com.
So a lot of data, a lot of different perspectives.
Yeah, should give us a pretty good picture of what's going on here.
I think so.
And, just to kind of set the stage here, this is a pretty interesting time for this industry. The global painting and coatings market, huge growth projected through 2028.
It's massive. We're looking at hitting almost $220 billion globally.
I mean, think about all the construction going on, all the renovation.
Yes, everybody wants a fresh coat.
So you'd think that would translate to good business for painting franchises, right?
You would think. But, gotta look at the numbers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dig deeper.
Yeah.
So let's jump into some specific examples here. How about CertaPro painters? I feel like I see those vans everywhere.
Yeah, they're a big player. They report average annual gross sales of about $1.36 million per location.
Per location.
Yeah, so right off the bat, that's, not too shabby.
That's a pretty good chunk of change.
But that's just revenue, right? The question is, what's the profit?
Exactly. You got to pay the bills. You got to pay the employees.
Exactly. So, they estimate their operating profit margin, which is basically what's left after all the costs.
Right.
Around 15%.
So we're talking potential earnings.
About $204,000 annually.
Okay. So yeah, not just splashing paint around.
Yeah, that's a decent living.
All right. So CertaPro looking pretty good there. What about WowW One Day Painting?
Catchy name.
Very edgy name.
Yeah, and their numbers are pretty interesting too. So for 2023, they reported average gross revenue in the U.S. of $656,970.
Okay, so a bit lower than CertaPro.
A bit lower, yeah. But here's the kicker. Some of their top performers are making over $2 million.
Wow. Okay, so there's potential there.
Big potential, yeah, if you're really on top of your game.
Interesting, okay.
And their gross profit margin is around 40%. So that's before operating expenses. But still, it's a good sign that their pricing and operations are pretty efficient.
All right, so different model maybe, but still doing well.
Right.
Okay. What about something like lime painting? They seem to be going for a different kind of customer.
Yeah, they're definitely more in that luxury market.
Right.
Higher end clientele, so their average annual sales are a bit lower, around $1.1 million.
Okay.
But their adjusted earnings margin, which is after owner compensation and some other adjustments, is about 20%.
So interesting. And, maybe they're doing fewer jobs, but they're higher value jobs.
Could be. Yeah, they're focusing on a niche.
Yeah. All right, so we're seeing some decent earning potential here across different types of painting franchises.
Definitely.
But obviously it's not as simple as just picking a name and breaking it in.
No.
There's got to be more to it. What are some of the things that really make or break profitability for a franchise like this?
I'd say one of the biggest factors is just the market itself.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. Are you in a place with tons of new construction,
right?
Booming real estate market.
Tons of demand, yeah.
There's going to be a lot of demand for your services. Now, flip that around. You're in a place where every other house has a painter's van outside it. Yeah. Competition's fierce.
Yeah.
It's going to be much tougher to make a good profit.
So you really got to know your local market.
Absolutely.
Okay, so market's important. But even in a good market, you still have to run the business well, right?
Oh, absolutely. Efficiency is key.
Right.
Think about your labor costs. Are you scheduling jobs effectively?
Yeah.
Do you have the right crew sizes? Are you minimizing waste?
Oh, yeah. I bet paint gets expensive.
Oh, it adds up fast. Every drop counts.
Right. Yeah. Little things like that can make a big difference.
Huge difference.
And what about the support you get from the franchisor? Does that play a role in profitability?
Oh, absolutely. Some franchisors are really hands-on. They'll provide training, marketing support, even help with day-to-day operations.
So it's like having a partner in the business.
Exactly. It's not just a name you're buying. It's a whole system.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the money side of things.
Right.
What kind of investment are we looking at to get started with a painting franchise?
Well, it varies depending on the franchisor and the location.
Right.
But let's take WowW One Day Painting, for example.
Okay.
Their investment range is between $88,300 and $163,200.
Okay, so that's a pretty significant chunk of change.
It is. And that includes things like the franchise fee, which is basically the right to use their name and system.
Right.
You've got equipment costs, initial marketing, and working capital.
Working capital just to get the business up and running.
Exactly.
And then on top of that initial investment, there are those ongoing costs like royalty fees.
Yep. So those are usually a percentage of your sales.
Right.
And they go back to the franchisor to cover ongoing support and brand development and all that good stuff.
Makes sense.
CertaPro, for example, their royalty fee starts at 6% of your gross sales.
Okay.
So for every $100 you bring in, $6 goes back to CertaPro.
Okay, so it's kind of a trade-off. You get the brand recognition and the support.
Exactly. And the good thing is, with some franchisors, as your sales go up, that percentage can actually go down.
Oh, interesting. So it incentivizes you to grow the business.
Exactly.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, we've thrown a lot of paint on the wall.
There you go. But I think that the big takeaway here is that there's no one-size-fits-all answer to the question of whether painting franchises are profitable.
Exactly.
It depends on a lot of factors.
Yeah.
You know, the market, the competition, how well you manage the business,
Yeah.
the support you get from the franchisor.
It's really about doing your due diligence.
Right.
You know,
Right.
researching the market, understanding the competition, and really scrutinizing that franchisor's support structure.
Yeah.
You got to ask yourself, does their approach to business, their marketing, their values align with what you want to do?
Yeah. You know, it's not just about picking a color. It's about creating your own masterpiece.
Exactly.
So for all you aspiring entrepreneurs out there thinking about taking the plunge, don't just jump in blindly. Do your research.
Dig into those show notes.
Yeah, we've got links to all the resources we talked about.
Yeah.
Think about your goals.
And remember,
A fresh coat of paint can transform more than just a house.
it could be the start of your own success story.
That's right. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
We'll see you next time.
The Fresh Start Show have been sponsored by 911 Restoration, the Fresh Start Company.